few words tonight? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, I'll have a look at that. And, it became pretty hard because I said, how do I compress 30 years into just a few minutes? We've had so many laughs and so many adventures together. But here we go. So, we all know Ari's a super chilled guy. Never stressed, a lover of fluffy animals, unfairly smart, but with a very adventurous side. And we've enjoyed lots of adventures together, but not all those adventures have gone as planned. His laid-back comedic approach to life has always, I think, turned any of those stressful moments and those mishaps into hilarious memories. Take, for instance, when we flattered together for the first time, Todd included over there, and we thought the best decision ever was to buy flat pets each. So little did we know that we were about to become the proud owners of a small zoo, and we started with 2 female guinea pigs, my Peruvian princess Fluffy, Aaron's albino bung-legged discus-shaped snowflake, a creepy dad guinea pig called Calvin, and a pair of male and female rabbits, Storm, and Todd's white giant called Thumper. Before we knew it, our flat turned into a bit of a breeding ground, and we ended the year with 49 and a half animals. With only 3.5 losses. Just don't ask about the half. And while you're now all thinking the worst of us, our backyard was actually a haven for our beloved critters. Complete with underground bunny burrows underground, sun-drenched seats which Aaron would sit there and feed Snowflake hand-picked dandelions, critter-sized hurdles and obstacle courses, and an abundance of fruit trees that birthed a new sport called fruit cricket. Speaking of sports, during our uni days, our preferred mode of transport was a old Healing tandem bike. Equipped with sirens, BMX pegs, 2 or 3 idiots with Todd, and 0 gears. And unlucky for me, I often found myself on the back with this mad driver, Aaron, mainly because his legs were too long for the back seat. And one particular day, I think he was auditioning for the X Games, riding full speed without braking, as he always would, between parked cars and slaloming through the crowds, leaving the lecture rooms, when suddenly he veered us off down a steep, grassy, wet bank, just because he wanted to pull a skid. Things didn't go quite as planned, and I found myself sliding horizontally, sitting next to Aaron. And I thought this was it. Somehow Aaron, in his infinite chilledness, just seemed to right the bike and carried on as if nothing had ever happened. And it was at that moment I realised 2 things. 1, I must always carry a spare pair of undies when riding on the bike with Aaron. And 2, this guy just makes the most non-chilled things super chilled. I could go on forever, really, as I said, lots of stories, but I'm kind of only got a few minutes. So I can't really get into the story where he mistook a bidet for a laundry sink. Or the time where he sold a car and then it burst into flames, with flames the height of the house of the person he sold his car to. So I suppose I better just start wrapping things up, but ask us later. So, Aaron, you've always been a really awesome mate. We've had lots of laughs. You've always had lots of crazy ideas, and a willingness to take the most ridiculous route in life, in the most laid-back way. Ashley, you're not just gaining a husband today. As you know, you're gaining a personal comedian, an adventure buddy who can turn any situation into a light-hearted and memorable story. You're also gaining a family that has a really tight-knit, supportive, and always are up for a laugh. And while we haven't known you for long, it's obvious that you share the same love and laughter for fun, family, friends, food, and surprises. It's just one of those if you know kind of situations. and we're really stoked to have you as part of the crew. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please raise your glasses for Aaron and Ashley? Guys, may your lives be filled with laughable adventures, and that you always have each other to lean on when life peaks and when the troughs get tough. So yeah, but here's to the happy couple, everyone.
Thanks, Logan. A zoo, animals, lots of these things. I get like this Hagrid vibe going on here. Next coming up is Jess and Anna. So hold it here. This is the transmitter.
Hey, here we are. Let's do this.
Okay,
Hello.
so we're gonna tag team it?
Yes, it's gonna go back and forth.
Yeah.
So, good evening, everyone. I'm Jess.
And I'm Anna. And we are two of Kimmy's best friends. And yes, we do still call her by her last name.
Which is going to be a problem now that she's a married woman.
Kixie?
Coxie?
Kick-a-clock?
We're still workshopping.
So I've known Kimmy since grade 8, so that's about 17 years. Ashley, woo! Ashley always tells a story how I turned around in Humanities 8 and introduced myself by saying, "Hi, I'm Anna." Since then, we've been inseparable. You cannot cry right now. We used to sit in her bed eating melon popsicles and reading 17 magazine. Now, I know, yeah. According to those quizzes, by now we should be living in Italy, have a golden retriever, have about 20 children, and married to a guy named Lorenzo. We would also walk home from school, and we would take hours, not because it was long. It was because we would walk into every open house along the way. We would walk in and we would tell realtors that we were foreign buyers with parents overseas. We would walk in with our backpacks, with our binders, and we would tour the houses. We would criticize the houses as well, the interiors, as we were teenage HGTV judges. Not only that, shout out to Allie, but we also we developed a habit of speaking in English accents. Now, it wasn't just for a little bit, no. We committed. We would walk home from school in our English accents, and we talked absolute rubbish. But actually, but we sounded so important. We even brought it into Peter Rabbit. Sometimes, and honestly, it was Oscar-worthy. Ashley, she was not impressed with it. Nope. She'd be so annoyed with us. Until this day, we still don't know why. We were bloody brilliant. 17 years of friendship has also meant that Kimmy has been there through it all. She's been my reference for jobs, visas, passport renewals, you name it. She's basically my life manager. I know all about her, all her emails, addresses. I have it all written down. And we can't talk about Ashley without talking about McDonald's. Now, Kimmy You single-handedly have kept Filet-O-Fish on the menu. Only person I know that enjoys it. I do not get it. I never will, but I really admire the dedication you have for it and the fact that she makes us all get one. What I've always loved the most, though, is your thoughtfulness. You always show up with travel kits, sickness kits, breakup kits, meet the in-laws kits. And you just make everyone feel so cared and loved for. I'm so glad she's found you, Erin, someone to match that care and someone who sees it.
Okay. Yes. I know, seeing you cry and you cry, I'm going to try to keep it together. So full honesty, we have been best friends for 15 years, but you do like to say it's 17. Because when Kimmy loves you, she goes all in, including retroactively extending the friendship timeline. So she's the kind of friend who never lets you walk to the bus stop alone. I'm talking like she'll run with you when she's not catching the bus. She was walking home after just because she didn't want me to be alone. And yes, we share the same birthday, but every single year, without fail, you write me a card and you make me feel so, so special. And you never forget. It's hard to, because it's the same, but yeah. You make me feel so special. And that's one of the reasons why, out of many, why I love you so much. So when we both got into Carleton University, we went to university together, just couldn't say bye in grade 12. Her parents helped move me in, too. And that was the moment I felt like an honorary Kim. I wasn't just a friend anymore. I felt like family. There was this one time in university when a bug flew into my eye walking home from class. Naturally, I called my emergency contact, Kimmy. She talked me through it like a 911 operator, like she's done this before. And when I get back to her dorm, she removes it like a total pro. It was inside my eyeball. It wasn't even on the eyelash. Yeah, it was pretty intense. Another time I was sick and I was coughing, I was making a lot of sound. And I wake up, no knock on the door, nothing, just soup and a tea waiting for me. But that's the type of person Kimmy is, always thinking of others, always taking care of the people she loves. She's the kind of friend who texts you from down the hall just to hang out. She could just walk and get me, but she would text me. Who runs with you to Shoppers 5 minutes before it closes because we both want ice cream. Who makes you a literal map when you're going through heartbreak and helps you find your person. Go. We've traveled through Southeast Asia together, backpacked through Korea, nearly got kidnapped once or twice, and through it all, Kimmy stayed calm, collected, and somehow made me feel safe and brave. We found ourselves together on those trips.
And then came Erin.
There we go. Yeah. From the moment we met him, we knew he was it.
I'll never forget driving Kimmy home after an endo flare-up. We pull to their house and we see Erin waiting at the curb, barefoot, waiting for Ashley to get home to help her carry her luggage. Now, that for me was love. Also because Ashley doesn't like being barefoot.
So I saw it too. The way Kimmy just was around him. We've heard it before in the vows, but She didn't perform. She didn't try. She was just Kimmy, joyfully, fully herself.
And yes, he is tall. So she no longer needs a kid stool to help her reach the top pantry, which is a game changer.
He's also ridiculously kind, as we all know. So early on in their relationship, my wife and I invited Erin camping without Kimmy, because I have learned she doesn't want to come with me. And he actually came without her, just showed up, hung out with us like we'd known him forever. That's when I knew he was someone special. Oh, still me. Then on a separate trip, another camping trip, yay, with Kimmy, my wife, and Erin, it started pouring like Vancouver torrential downpour. And while the rest of us, aka Kimmy and I, were flailing, Erin and my wife built this tarp, like total pros. I was so impressed. Like if that was it, yes, you can marry my best friend. We all ended up huddled under it, playing Exploding Kittens for hours, and you betrayed me multiple times. But in all honesty, it's still worth it. My respect for him grew exponentially as you killed me multiple times. Still me.
Because we know Jess is very competitive.
I am, yes, yes. And you didn't back down from killing me, so one more little throwback. So during my wife and my wedding, our rehearsal, the mosquitoes it was bad. Like, we were getting welts all over us. I lost my point. There we go. Okay, yeah, so we were all getting eaten alive, like next level. We had bumps everywhere. It was itchy. The next day, Erin shows up with 10 bottles of bug spray. 10. I still have bug spray. That was like 3 years ago. And he just saved everyone from becoming mosquito food. But that's classic Erin. Calm, thoughtful, and always prepared.
I'll never forget during COVID lockdown when Ashley started talking about this new guy she was seeing. And oh no, it wasn't just by passing. Ashley really wanted Erin in her COVID circle. So someone had to be bumped out to squeeze in Erin. And it wasn't going to be me. But back then, being in that COVID circle was really important. If you remember, it was basically just like meeting the parents, meeting the friends right away on the first date, second date. They started hanging out. And that's kind of when we knew that it wasn't just a guy in the passing. We just knew Erin was the one to be introduced to all of us, to your family. And we knew that he was the one because he was hand sanitizer worthy, masks off, not 6 feet apart kind of person into our circle. And that's when we know, and now, Erin, you're family to her. So Erin, thank you. Oh. Thank you for loving our best friend the way she deserves.
For being her calm, her comfort, and her emergency contact 2.0.
For making her laugh until she has to run to the bathroom. And for reminding her to bring an umbrella because you are her weather man app.
You two are such a beautiful, perfect match. The kindness you show each other and the way you light up when the other one walks in a room, it's magic, which is, it's Disneyland kind of magic.
Oh yeah. We love you both so much, and we wish you a lifetime of love, happiness, laughter, and filet-o-fish. So,
Everyone raise a glass.
cheers,
Cheers,
Gombe,
Gombe,
to Coxie and Aaron.
Thank you. Could I please ask Eric to come forward? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I'm not nervous at all here. Okay. All right. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Eric. I'm a good friend of Aaron's, and we both live in Vancouver, obviously, and we met while we worked at Article. I think I complimented on his SUV, his manual SUV, and which he lovingly named Xtina, after Christina Aguilera, of course, and instantly we were BFFs after that. So we were both new to the city, and we found ourselves spending lots of time finding good places to eat and places to go exploring together, from hiking, endless road trips and ski trips. Aaron was always up for an adventure. You know, he started out as a skier, but I was pretty easily converted him into a snowboarder. So that's what I do. But he learned snowboarding like a kid. He was just like completely fearless, just send it in all the time, you know, and always with laugh and no fear. Until, of course, he got a concussion just getting off the lift. Yeah, it wasn't like a trick or anything or a jump. It was just getting off a really slow moving bench. Yeah, but our love for manual cars, off-roading, camping, star and cloud gazing continue to strengthen our bond. It's difficult to put into words how much he means to me. Yeah, he's really kind, obviously, you guys know this. He's thoughtful, always willing to lend a hand and help whenever however it's needed. He's really my best friend, and life would be a lot more boring without him. Some friends come and go, but I'm truly grateful to know that Aaron and I will be lifelong friends. Yeah. Well, now on to Ashley. Yeah. I first met her on one of their early dates. We were on a snowy mountain, and because Aaron decided the most romantic thing to do with her was to test her love via dog compatibility. So she passed the test faster than Aaron passed out from his chair concussion. So I could tell immediately he was smitten. I mean, it was quite obvious. And plus, yeah, she's a keeper, and that's also very obvious. So Ashley is thoughtful, sincere, and somehow she's more of a hopeless romantic than Aaron himself, which I didn't think was actually possible. But as a fellow Leo, and same birthday as well, I can confirm that we're passionate about everything. We're dramatic about most things, which might explain why we get along so well too. And of course, the filet-o-fish. I mean, I love those things. Yeah, I'm extremely happy for you guys, Aaron and Ashley. Like, you and your families, just, you know, it's just a match made in heaven. Yeah, let's put our glasses together. Yeah, with great gratitude we shall cheers that the universe brought these two together.
Thank you. Sian.
Thank you. Okay. Hi. Hi, everyone. My name is Sian, and I actually met Ashley when I was just 9 years old, and she was 15. Because our moms are friends, she was actually my babysitter. And I remember she would tell me all these stories about her high school drama and boys being toxic. And I was 9, but I just sat there and nodding, and I was pretending like I could totally relate, even though I was 9. But we've come a long way since then, and I'm really grateful that we got to grow up together. As the years went by, we bonded over our love for musicals. We went to trips together to places like London and Seattle and Madrid. And before I knew it, Ashley became my go-to person. Every good news I had, every embarrassing thing that happened, every heartbreak I went through, I shared it with Ashley. As an only child, I always wanted an older sister growing up. And Ashley became exactly that. We've been there for each other through all of our ups and downs, through countless of FaceTime calls and crying over the phone and going on late night dessert runs. It is truly so special that with Ashley, I know that no matter what happens or however much time has passed, we are always there for each other. And as her best friend, I've always felt very protective of her heart. If any guy were to ever mess with her or break her heart, I was ready to fight. And I don't mean metaphorically fight, like I would actually throw hands. But when she met Aaron, I knew I never had to worry about her heart with him. Ashley and I were actually roommates when she first met Aaron. And the months leading up to meeting him, Ashley had gone on some bad dates, and so we were always ranting about how much boys sucked and how especially awful dating apps were. And just when she was about to give up, I suggested that she maybe try to go on one more date. And that one more date just happened to be her first date with Aaron. And this is during the pandemic, so Aaron has suggested that they go for a walk around Kitsilano to look at houses. But he sent her this weird Google Maps screenshot with like a big red circle drawn around the area where they wanted to meet. So obviously as her friend, I thought that was really suspicious. So I drove her there and I said that I would wait in the car until she texted me that she was safe and that he wasn't a catfish or a kidnapper. But clearly Ashley was so smitten by Aaron right off the bat that she completely forgot about me and didn't see any of my texts checking in. So for 30 minutes, I was in my car totally thinking that she was kidnapped and that I would have to call her parents and tell them that I lost their daughter. And I was freaking out, but obviously everything was fine. And when Ashley came home that night, I had never seen her so excited about someone before. I feel really lucky to have been there to witness the beginning of their love story. Because this was during the thick of the pandemic, our bubble at the time, in the very beginning, was just me, Ashley, Aaron, and my geriatric dog, Colin. And so this meant that I third-wheeled a lot during some of their first dates. And I got to see Ashley be the happiest she's ever been, literally skipping around our apartment whenever she was getting ready for a date with Aaron, and smiling ear to ear whenever she would talk about him. It didn't take long for me to realize that Ashley and Aaron are just meant to be together. They exude so much happiness and love whenever they're together, and I, for one, have never seen Ashley laugh as much as she does when she's with him. It's clear that you both inspire each other to become the best versions of yourselves, and that's really inspiring to everyone else around you who's lucky enough to witness your love. Ashley, thank you for being the big sister I've always wanted. And Aaron, thank you for being the best partner I could have ever imagined for my friend. My heart is so full seeing you both so happy together, and I'm so grateful to have been part of your beautiful wedding day. I love you so much, and I wish you both a lifetime of love and happiness. Cheers to the happy couple.
Thank you so much. I'd like to call up Jordan and Lauren, please. Try not to cover this if this is the transmitter at the bottom.
Hello, I'm Lauren. I'm the young sister of Aaron and my oldest brother Jordan, who's standing here next to me. Say hello, Jordan.
Hi, everyone.
Now, growing up with Aaron was a decent balance of easy and hard. Easy enough that he didn't really follow what I was doing, and hard enough that I had to regularly try to break out of his room after he invited me in, let one rip, and then held the door shut. It's a bit like marriage in a way. You don't... Let me get to it. You don't have to essentially follow what the other one is doing as long as they're doing something that they love. You just have to be by their side supporting them. You also have to go through the hard times they might face in their life, and you're locked in the room with them. Eventually, you both get out and the air is clear. When I first met Ashley, I knew she was the one for Aaron. The way Aaron smiled and looked at her was undeniable. If you need a reminder of what that looks like, you can take a look at my 3 sons, for each of whom fell in love with Ashley at first sight and can't wait to spend the rest of their lives with her. When I was younger, I was always asking my mum and dad for a sister, and I now have 3. I gained my first sister in 2014 when my oldest brother married Kylie. I gained my second sister when I married my husband, Ethan, and joined his family in 2022, and today I gained my 3rd. Ashley, welcome to the family. We love you so much, and thank you for always bringing the best vibes. Aaron, I have always loved you as a big brother, but seeing your loyalty, commitment, and the way you look at Ashley just makes me love you even more. And I have no doubt that you will be an amazing husband to her. Aaron and Ashley, I wish you all the happiness in the world. Thank you for sharing your special day with us.
Hi, everyone. I am Jordan. I want to talk about 3 things. I want to talk about Aaron, I want to talk about Ashley, and I want to talk about Aaron and Ashley. Aaron is 2 years younger than me, and we grew up close. And that meant every afternoon we'd be in the backyard playing one-on-one rugby or cricket, building mazes for our guinea pigs, which I see now is where the zoo inspiration was seeded at a young age, or we'd be having water fights in the summer. And we also shared a room together as kids, and being older I got to pick the top bunk. Aaron soon realised that being on the bottom bunk, he had the ability to annoy me in multiple ways. Either he could lie on his back and just kick repeatedly and make me sort of bounce on the top, or every time I hung an ankle over, either I was getting down or I was getting up or I was just not keeping my wits around me, he could just grab me and pull me.
The bunk beds also meant that we were terrible at falling asleep. Mum and Dad would put us to bed, and then we'd lie awake talking every night until one of our parents eventually came down the hallway and told us to quieten down. I saw Aaron more sporadically over the years once we went to different universities, moved to different cities and countries. Every time I see him, I am impressed by his kindness and his thoughtfulness and his overall just general competence. And I mean that in the nicest way. And like, Aaron is just good at things. And so when he makes a suggestion or makes a recommendation, you know it's going to be really solid and you should probably do it. It makes complete sense then that he would find Ashley. And Ashley, you look amazing tonight. You are generous. You're an incredible auntie to Jack and Henry. Your skill in preparing PowerPoint presentations for family holidays has been literally inspirational. And I mean that in the way that Kylie and I now do it. Most of the time when you want to tell if it's raining outside or if the wind is blowing, you don't actually need to look at the clouds or you don't need to look at the sky. You can look for the people and you can see, are they wearing raincoats? Are they carrying umbrellas? Are they all bundled up? And looking at people's reactions to the weather, it tells you what the weather actually is. And when you're looking at a relationship, it's kind of the same. You can see the strength and the quality of the relationship by the impact that it has on the people around them. And I look around this room and I see the joy that Ashley and Aaron have brought to every single person sitting here. And it's obvious that you two are building something special together. I love you both and I wish you all the best in a lifetime of happiness. This is the last of this block of speeches. So Lauren and I will finish by asking you all to stand and give a toast to the happy couple. And, to Ashley and Aaron. Ashley and Aaron!